everybody. Simone here. I hope you're all having a great day. Yesterday, I talked about what it really means to feel ready. Not the hype, not the pressure, but the quiet, grounded alignment that lets you move forward clearly. Today, I want to take it a step further because even when you are ready and when you feel aligned, some goals or responsibilities can feel heavy. And I want to talk about why that happens, especially from my own personal experience stepping into a role as VP of Operations. When I stepped into this role, I literally felt ready. I was a big yes. I had the experience, a lot of operational experience, leadership development, coaching. I had the work ethic, the commitment, and the clarity. But even with all that, there was moments where certain things felt heavier than I expected. Decisions, expectations, responsibilities, or situations where I needed to lead differently. And it wasn't because I didn't want the role or wasn't capable. It was because something inside me reacted, and I didn't understand it at first. That heaviness had nothing to do with this job. It had everything to do with me, my internal world, my patterns, and my own readiness. What I've learned is that when something feels heavy, it rarely means the goal is wrong. For me, heaviness shows up as I'm aligned with the outcome, but not aligned with certain steps, expectations, or even emotional experiences connected to it. So as VP, that could look like feeling responsible for everything, anticipating how others might react, taking on pressure that wasn't mine, or overthinking my decisions because of past experiences. Heaviness was not about the role, it was the internal noise that came along with it, and there was a lot. The internal noise, like the uncertainty, the old patterns, the need to get it right, the emotional load can make even the things you want feel like they're pulling at you. What was happening inside me was pretty much this. The part of me that was ready for the role, I was a big yes. But another part that was shaped by my past work experiences or older environments, expectations, or moments where I had to do everything alone, said, slow down, this feels familiar. And that familiarity created the heaviness. It creates the hesitation. It creates the overthinking. It creates a protective response. Not because I'm not capable, but because my mind recognizes something that feels like an emotional memory. That's what heaviness really is for me, a sign that an old part of me needs attention before the new part can fully lead and fully show up. Now, when something feels heavy, whether it's a decision, a goal, or a responsibility, I can pause and ask myself, what exactly feels heavy right now? What about this feels heavy here? Not the whole thing, just that part that's pulling and tugging at me. Sometimes the answer could be the fear, like the fear of failing, fear of making the wrong decision, a past experience. It's like, oh, I've done this before. A moment where I felt unsupported before, a belief I didn't realize I was carrying because it was just not, at the forefront for me to understand or recognize, or simply the pressure I put on myself as a leader. And I'm sure many of you as leaders can relate. Once I named it, the heaviness shifts and some clarity comes in because you now are aware of it. So awareness really does make a difference. And when you see that awareness, it brings in more clarity, and now you can lead, or I was able to lead more in the present, just deal with what's in front of me right away, instead of bringing in my old patterns. So yesterday I talked about, readiness and alignment. And today is really about recognizing that even when you are aligned or you're ready, the heaviness can still seriously show up. And it doesn't mean you're not ready. Okay, it really does not mean you're not ready. It means something inside of you needs to be understood so that the path forward feels lighter and clearer. If you're stepping into something new right now, whether it's a role, a goal, a decision, whatever it might be, ask yourself. And if you're stepping into that, you find that there's that bit of heaviness, resistance, you really want it and you're not taking action for whatever reason, you might want to consider asking yourself what part of this feels heavy and why. And remember, you connect to what heavy means for you. and ask yourself why. And your answer will tell you exactly what needs clarity. And you may not even know, and that's okay. And that's why I invite you to consider, like, really, if this conversation resonated with you, I consider joining Audrey and I on December 13th, because we're literally going to explore what's in the way to get it out of the way and really ignite your 2026. And we want to explore anything that you're incomplete about over this last year, or, from years ago, so that you can maybe see perhaps those are some things that might be in your way and that are causing that heaviness. But wouldn't it be so great to just have that awareness, feel lighter in that area? And I'm not going to say that the actions that are required for you to achieve your goal are going to be easy. No, because these internal dialogues and resistance are going to always show up. But now with that awareness, you can make that conscious choice to say, you know what? I know where this came from. I don't need this to impact me moving forward. So if you're a big yes, just register. If you want to know more, please reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you to explore it more, to see if there is, I know there's going to be value for you, value here for you. But I want to make sure you're clear on what the value is for you. And we truly are committed. So if you're curious, message me. If you're ready, just register. So thank you for being here today. And I'm wishing you clarity, groundedness, and lightness as you move forward toward what you want and what's next for you. Have a wonderful day.